Hello everyone, it's Scott, and we're back with another one of the regional championship winning decks. This case is Esper Raffine, and this was played by Matteo Ferreira to the Legacy European Championship. So let's look at his deck. So in his deck, he's got 3 copies of Faerie Mastermind, 4 Deep-Cavern Bats, 2 Dennicks, 4 Raffine Scheming Seer, a Gix Yawgmoth Praetor, 2 Tishana's Tidebinders, and a Sheoldred for the creatures in the deck. In support of that, he's got a couple of cut downs. He's got 3 copies of No More Lies, 4 Go for the Throat, and 4 copies of Wedding Announcement, along with a copy of the Wandering Emperor, and 3 copies of Virtue of Loyalty. In the mana base, he's got an Eiganjo, a Plain, an Island, an Otawara Soaring City, 1 Deserted Beach, 4 Restless Anchorage, 3 copies of Caves of Koilos, 3 Concealed Courtyards, 3 Shattered Sanctums, 4 Darkslick Shores, 3 Underground Rivers, and a copy of Raffine's Tower. In the sideboard, we've got a single copy of Long Goodbye to kill creatures that are 3 mana or less, or a planeswalker that costs 3 mana or less, and that can't be countered. 3 copies of Pest Control for those small creature decks like the Boros Convoke deck out there. Another copy of Tishana's Tidebinder. Another copy of the Wandering Emperor. An Aclazotz Deepest Betrayal. Another cut down. A copy of Destroy Evil. 2 Rest in Peace to prevent graveyard shenanigans. 2 copies of Disdainful Stroke, and 2 copies of Negate. Alright, so that's his deck. Let's get into some gameplay. But before I do, remember to like and subscribe so you get further content like this throughout Outlaws of Thunder Junction Standard Season. So let's dive in. Alright, we are going to be on the play, which is very nice for us. And we're playing Matteo Ferreira's Esper Raffine deck that won the Legacy Series Championship in Europe. We're going to go ahead and keep this because we've got, the key pieces that we want to have here. We'll start with our Restless Anchorage because we know that's going to come into play tap, where if we get an untapped land, we can get Shattered Sanctum down on turn 3 and get Raffine down. Okay, we get lucky there and we get that. So we'll either play the Ardenvale Fealty side of this or our Faerie Mastermind on turn 2 here. We're going to play a Mosswood Dread Knight. And since we're just drawing a card and losing life, I'm not really worried that much about it. So we'll go ahead and play our Faerie Mastermind. And a slight misplay on my part there because that would have activated Faerie Mastermind, so I should have played that first. I'm going to go ahead and play Raffine here while the game is good. Okay, we get Deep-Cavern Bat. I'm actually going to get rid of the No More Lies because based on what we've got in our hand, I want to go ahead and Deep-Cavern Bat and play the cut down as well, because the opponent's likely to play the Dread Knight on this turn. Okay, so they're going to use their mana to go ahead and kill Raffine, which is not the end of the world for us. We'll go ahead and play our Deep-Cavern Bat here, and Arena. We'll get rid of Glissa. Badly done by Arena there. We should have kept Caves of Koilos up so we could have used the cut down if we needed it, but it misused our mana, so we're not going to be able to take something out on this turn. Okay, opponent gets a duress, so they're going to be able to get rid of our Virtue, or cut down, or our Wedding Announcement. And the good news for us is we do have a lot of cards with flying. Okay, so they went ahead and got rid of that. I'm just going to go ahead and attack here with both. Get in some damage. Play Wedding Announcement. Draw a card. We've got them down to 9. Good, we got another copy of Raffine, so we'll be able to gain some life next turn too, unless the opponent has a way of killing Deep-Cavern Bat. Okay, they play a Tranquil Throwback, and I assume they're going to pay the 1 extra green mana to go ahead and kill Wedding Announcement, which it looks like they're doing. Yeah. And that was a logical play there by the opponent. Okay, they're going to get an attack for 3. Alright, we're going to play Raffine and Scheme and Seer here. And we'll put those on Deep-Cavern Bat. I'm going to actually go ahead and send Dennick and Virtue to the bin here, so we get those additional life gain there. So we're up to 19. And unless the opponent has a way of gaining life and or killing all of our creatures, we've got game 1. Alright, so we've got game 1 there. And going into game 2, because they've got a lot of small creatures, and a lot of things for 3 mana or less, we're definitely going to play Long Kiss Goodbye. And we do have a lot of 3 mana stuff. But I don't think anything else other than the Wandering Emperor is going to help much here. So I'm going to bring in a copy of the Emperor. I'm going to bring out a Wedding Announcement, and we'll go from there. And we had a really solid start there, so hopefully we can start the same way and be able to get something down on turn 2, get something down on turn 3, and just start piling on damage to the opponent. Because that's the way this deck, when it's operating correctly, that's what it's able to do. Okay. Yep, this is good for us. We'll keep it. We'll play our Restless Anchorage on turn 1. And we'll go ahead and Darkslick Shore, playing our Deep-Cavern Bat. And we'll take Cut Down. The reason I'm taking Cut Down is so they have to use their whole turn, basically, to get rid of Deep-Cavern Bat with that. Oh, they get a Liliana. So, no, that's just brutal. But for us, slightly misplayed there. I'm going to go ahead and kill Liliana here. And we do have a go for the throat, so we'll be able to remove at least one more thing. They're going to draw a card, and I'm going to play Concealed Courtyard here. And the reason I'm playing Concealed Courtyard in this situation is it came in tap, so I want to make sure that on the next turn I can play the second Wedding Announcement if I want to, plus still have go for the throat up. Okay, opponent's going to kill that, that's fine. And what we know that's in their hand is what we're really worried about, the Gift Rock monster. That's what we care about the most. Okay, we'll go ahead and Wedding Announcement here. And that's 5. And we're just going to go ahead and kill Caustic Bronco. And the reason I'm just killing Caustic Bronco here is that I don't want them to get the ability to draw with it and then do damage to me when they draw. Okay, opponent plays that. We'll play our second copy of Restless Anchorage, and we'll attack with Anchorage, creating a token, and we'll go ahead and use our map token on the Anchorage. Okay, we're going to get cut down next, so that's perfect. Okay, we get 2 activations, and now if they attack with the Monster Dread Knight, one of our human tokens can go ahead and block and kill it. We're playing Path of Peril. Unlucky for us there. We'll play Underground River, and we'll continue using our Restless Anchorage to push damage. Okay, we get him down to 12, and we'll put another counter on it, and we have another cut down coming. Okay, and we'll get our last human token. So we'll kind of see what they do here. They're going to play Liliana, okay, which is good for us, because then we can go ahead and
But I'm taking the credit when we
just go ahead and we'll play Caves here. And because we've got 8 mana, we can double activate. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, it... Okay. Yeah, and that's another arena tapping problem, where, because I didn't manually tap things, that it tapped things incorrectly. Because they should have tapped Underground River for blue, but they didn't want to give us damage, so they didn't do that. That's one of the things that when you're playing certain decks that have pain lands in them, you've got to be able, you're going to have to manually tap, and I'm going to just have to manually tap from now on with those two, because next turn, depending on what they do here, I'm going to be able to play both of them again, and I'm going to do both of them again. Okay, in this case I'm going to tap for blue and for white and for colorless. Get one of them up, and then I'm going to tap here, and I'm going to tap for blue, I will tap for white, I'll tap for colorless. And I expect them to go for the throats, the, yeah, 6, 7, and that's fine. We'll go ahead and attack with this one. And to slow them down a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and cut down the Mosswood Dread Knight, so that way it either goes away or they have to spend half their turn. And they're going to draw the card. Good. So that's great for us, because it's going to put us in a position where, depending on what they do here, we don't know what 5 of their cards are, but we do know what many of them are. And I'm not going to attack here. I'm going to actually go ahead and play the Virtue, Ardenvale Fealty, and then play the Virtue. And I'm going to go ahead and use the map token on the Knight token. Okay, we've got a Dennick coming, so I'm happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and say go, and we'll see what they have to do. We'll get another counter on our Knight at the end of the turn. So we'll be able to get Dennick down, and I'll probably activate the Restless Anchorage as well, so that way we can guarantee ourselves. Okay, they got Glissa, so that's not good for us. And they still have 2 mana up. So I'm going to go ahead and play Dennick first. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and power this up. There. And right there. Use colorless there. And they may have a removal card for this. But again, the big thing here for me is I want to be able to attack and get that map token. Okay, they've got it. And that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and cycle Rafine's Tower now, since they're going to kill it. Okay, good. We get another Virtue. That's great for us. No attack, so they'll just kill it. But next turn, we'll have another night token, and then we can put our second Virtue down, and that's going to put us in a pretty good position. We don't have any more creature lands, which is unfortunate, but it's not a bad situation for us. Okay, they're going to play their Sheoldred and a Mothwood Dread Knight. So what we really could use here is a removal piece, but we get instead a Restless Anchorage. That's okay for us. We'll go ahead and put down our night token. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. What I'm going to do is kill this again. Keep killing that card and it keeps coming back. But the reason I'm doing that is so that way I can power up this. Okay, no. And then it gets a counter from the Virtue. Okay. So we're in a situation where we really need one of our removal cards here because we can't attack through Glissa. And Sheoldred is large enough that, I mean, it's just a wall for them against us. So really what we need here is them not to have removal. And that just gains them more life. But we've got to have a situation where they don't have any removal, which is hard to believe with 5 unknown cards that they don't have removal. And then we need to get either removal or a Deep-Cavern Bat or something that we can at least know what's in their hand so that way we can plan better. We're going to play the Gift Rock Monster, which is not good for us. Okay. But they do not have any untapped lands, which is perfect. And we're going to go ahead and power up. And that looks okay. Okay, and we're going to power up and we're going to attack with everything here with the idea that we're going to lose some stuff, but when they block with Glissa, we're going to kill Glissa. And yes, we're going to lose 2 things, but it could be a lot worse for us. Okay, we can kill Glissa before damage. So that worked out wonderfully with the draw there. We get them down to 5. We clear their board. We do have Dennick back. I'm going to go ahead and play our map on our Restless Anchorage. We get a Tishana Tidebinder. So that's a great card to have for us too, because that can shut down abilities of creatures. So it could shut down Sheoldred's life gain and damage abilities. Okay, perfect. Okay, and while that's on the stack, we're going to cast Tidebinder. And we're going to deactivate Sheoldred's abilities. And I think we're going to be in a position to win here because Sheoldred doesn't kill our knight. Great. And again, we'll keep pumping up our anchorage here because again, we get a Deep-Cavern Bat coming, so that's even better for us. Yeah, an opponent scoops it up because, I mean, we just got to that point where because of the wedding announcements and because of the virtue of loyalty, we just were getting our creatures bigger and bigger and bigger, and they couldn't really deal with any of that. Alright, we're playing the Esper Raffine deck that Matteo Ferreira won the Legacy Series Championship in Europe with, and we're going to be on the play with a very good hand for us. So we'll get Concealed Courtyard down, followed by Darkslick Shore. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and get a look at their hand right away so I know what we're dealing with. Okay, so yeah. They got a lot of good stuff. So we're going to take their Hydra. It's the thing that's most likely to do the most damage to us. This is good, but it's not great. Okay, I'm going to play Concealed Courtyard here, and I'm going to play Raffine so we can push additional damage by his activations. Denied. Okay, I'm actually going to send Underground Move. And actually send a Shattered Sanctum away, so we're not going to get a counter this time. But I think in this situation it's the right move. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and play the Underground River here, so that way we have 2 blue sources. We'll try Deep-Cavern Bat. And looks like we're going to just keep drawing lands here, so we'll get rid of those 2. Unfortunately, not able to do a whole lot with that, but keep going. And we'll say go, and we'll be able to use No More Lies on the opponent's turn, plus play our Ardent Veil Fealty to get our 2/2 Knight onto the field. Okay, opponent plays up the Beanstalk. I'm going to counter that here so that they don't get the card draw. See if opponent attacks. Opponent just scoops it up, seeing that we're in a pretty good position. Alright, so that deck has a lot of enchantments in it, so we'll go ahead with our Destroy Evil. And I think I'm going to bring in the negates because of that as well. I think I'm going to bring in the cut down as well. I'm going to take out both Tidebinders in this situation because I don't think they're going to be tremendously effective for us. And I'll take out a copy of Wedding Announcement to get us down to where we need to be. Alright, we're going to game 2 against Mono Green, or what looks like Mono Green. Alright, going to game 2. We'll go ahead and again keep this one because we've got Deep-Cavern Bat into Raffine, and we've got cut down if we need some removal early. Opponent is moving slowly, so doing a little editing to cut out slow down by the opponent. Alright, that's a win for us. Alright, we're going to be on the play, and I'm playing the Esper Raffine deck that Matteo Ferreira won the Legacy Series Championship in Europe with to qualify for Pro Tour Amsterdam. And we're going to be on the play here, and this is a good hand for us, so we'll go ahead and keep it. I'm playing Sanctum there first because I want to play Deep-Cavern Bat on turn 2. So I want to get into their hand, kind of figure out what they're doing. They're playing, looks like a... Yeah, they may be playing a Discovery deck here. So we'll have to see what they've got. It's going to be critical for us to be able to remove some things as we go. We'll play the Anchorage here, and we'll leave a cut down and also No More Lies, so we can prevent them from playing either the Forge or the Wedding Announcement. And yeah, I really don't want to see Forge, so we'll get rid of the Forge here. Okay, we got there, Concealed Courtyard. We'll go ahead and attack for 1, gaining a life. And I will play a Dennick. And we'll end the turn. And my thought here is they're probably going to go ahead, with the Appraiser, and that's fine. We will just, I'm just going to go ahead and kill it right now. Get that off the board. And they're going to get something here. It's an Invasion of Gobagon, and that's fine. So they're going to make either our Sheoldred or our Wedding Announcement cost 2 more. which is fine, and we'll just play the other one. Okay, and we potentially have it anyways. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and play our wedding announcement here. We'll go ahead and attack with both of them, pouring on damage, and we get a Darkslick Shore. So we'll be able to play Sheoldred in a turn or so. Okay, they get another Appraiser and a wedding announcement, so they hit very well with that one. Underground River. We will play Sheoldred. I'm just going to attack with the bat. And that'll give us another creature. So we'll be able to block Appraiser and also block the human token. Okay, they play their second wedding announcement. So they are getting a little bit ahead of us. Oof, Willier's Call really pushes them ahead of us. So it looks like they're just playing tribal things that are going to improve their power and toughness of their creatures. Okay. Alright, so getting Raffine on the board got him to give up there. So this is going to be an interesting one. We're definitely going to bring in our Destroy Evil and our Tidebinder because we want to be able to shut things down. The bad thing about Tidebinder, it does not shut down the abilities of or triggers of enchantment, so that's going to be a little bit of a problem for us. We'll bring in our extra copy of Cut Down. We can bring in our negates here to help with that problem that we're having. I'm going to go ahead and take out 2 wedding announcements in this situation. They don't appear to be playing any large creatures, so I'll get rid of one of our Go for the Throats in lieu of, you know, hopefully what will amount to better removal stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of our copy of Gix, and that'll get us down to 61. Alright, going to game 2, playing against a Boros deck that is looking to use wedding announcements, Urbrass Gorges, etc. to put out a lot of potential damage. We'll play our planes on turn 1. And now, depending on, and we're going to go ahead and do Underground River on turn 2, and that'll help us because then we can either counter stuff or do some other things. And that, unfortunately, is not good for us. They got their invasion. Okay, they take away our No More Lies. We'll play our Darkslick Shore, so that way we have the option of killing something or using our Faerie Mastermind. Okay, they play another Go-Begone. Because we can't do anything about that one, I'm going to just go ahead and play our Faerie Mastermind and get that down at this point. And then the good news is we will be at a place where we can use 4 mana here in a minute. So right now we're in a pretty good spot because we can kill creatures that they might play. Okay, Appraiser. It gets its trigger. We'll go ahead and kill it. And we'll see if they get with their trigger. They get an Urbrass Forge, and unfortunately we can't counter that. And that was pretty much the one thing we really didn't want to see from the opponent. Yeah, opponent's going for the Go-Begones. Try to flip one of those. Okay. Alright, we have a wedding announcement that we'll play. Get a couple more damage. That gives us a human token, so we've got a blocker. Okay. And unfortunately, yeah, they're going to be able to take out one of them for sure. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and block the Ox. So it's going to get another counter, but we'll be okay. Okay, we got a Raffine, so let's go ahead and get Raffine into play. I'm going to get rid of one of our Go for the Throat here, because I've got to start pushing damage quickly or the opponent's going to get way ahead. We'll get another 1/1. So again, we'll be able to block to help prevent losing Invasion of Gobagon. Oof, that was brutal for us. Yeah, so they're in really good shape to take this game because I don't have anything to kind of match up with how powerful their deck is going to be. So I'm going to play a second Wedding Announcement here, and we'll get a couple of tokens, and then hopefully we can rebuild our board a little bit, because we're not looking very good at the moment. But we do have our Go for the Throat, so if they do activate, say, their Bivouac, we can just go ahead and kill that. We won't be able to do the Incubator token because it's an artifact creature, unfortunately, so we can't do anything about that. And I'm not really worried about the Nightmare or the Phyrexian Horror. I mean, that's just damage that's going to get pushed regardless. And we'll see what they bring into play here. Okay, they play their own Wedding Announcement. That's the end step. Everything's going to get a lot of counters. Okay, the good news is our Destroy Evil now does destroy that token. I'm going to go ahead and attack with one of these, so that way we still push a little bit of damage while also still having things up. Okay, we're going to use our Tidebinder here to take away the Urabrass Forge activation. And as long as Tidebinder's in play, which it may not last, yeah, it's not even going to last the turn, but at least we'll prevent this particular activation of it. Okay, so we'll take 5 here, and we're probably going to have to use Destroy Evil on this token. I'm going to clear the path here a little bit. And I'm killing this because I think this is our only way to possibly stay in the game. Alright, so they've got it. At that point, they've got the game, unfortunately. Alright, we'll head to Game 3. Hopefully they won't have a nutso draw, and we'll have a better draw out in Game 3, because we just really had a draw out that was not good for us. I'm going to bring in that and bring out another Go for the Throat, since those were really not helpful to us in this situation very much. I'm wondering if we need to bring back in a Wedding Announcement, and we didn't really draw into the right stuff. I want to take out a Mastermind. I think we'll go from there. We just need a better draw. I mean, we got a rough draw for us, and they got a board wipe, and their board wipe is what won them the game. So not much we can do about that one. Okay, and we're going to have our ideal situation on turn 3. We're going to have, you know, Raffine in play, so we're not going off, but we're in a good position. Okay, we'll play Raffine here. They may have a Lightning Helix here to kill Dennick. Looks like they don't. Okay, I'm going to send Dennick to the graveyard here. And we'll potentially cast it as Dennick Pious Apparition. We get the advantage of both sides of it. Okay, we've got to cut down so we can take out their knight. And then maybe, yeah, we're going to use that to kill our Raffine. Okay. Alright, we get a tower here. We're going to go ahead and play that. I'm going to go ahead and attack. If they want to block, that's great for us. If they don't, then I'm at 23. If they don't, we're at 23. I'm going to end the turn here. I'm going to take the 2 damage because I want to keep that negate up for one of their better spells. Okay, so they can't cast anything there. I'm going to go ahead and cut down this, get that out of our way. And again, the opponent's having a much more difficult draw out this time than they did last game. And we'll leave up our Tishana and our negate because we're on a 4-turn clock here. Great, we'll go ahead and get rid of their Wandering Emperor. Okay, so they do have the ability to kind of remove something, play a Forge. Okay. We'll just play Tishana's Tidebinder the next activation and go ahead and get rid of that. And we also have a negate in hand, so that's going to be very helpful to protect us. And we're gaining 3 life a turn, and unless they can get rid of Dennick, we win in 3 turns. Okay, so they're going to play this. I'm actually going to let it go through here. And we're going to negate the Gobagon. Okay, so now it's just a 3-2. And we're going to go ahead and play our Tidebinder. And we'll shut off the activation. Okay, they did have another Lightning Helix. Okay, so they're back up to 11. Okay. We're going to continue attacking with Dennick because there's no reason not to. And we'll play a Wedding Announcement here. And we'll see if they play... Okay, they're going to play their War Leader's Call. Back to 3. 4 now. Wow. Okay, that's a problem for us. And they're gonna do 2 damage to us each turn. Yeah, that's a problem. All right. I'm just gonna say go here. Not attack. I think I'm stacking them correctly. Yeah, oh, great. Alright, so now we're going to be able to build up with our Virtue, and they're going to probably play their Virtue and build up as well, but we've got more creatures on the field, so that's a little bit better situation for us. I'm going to let them attack for 5 here because on the swing back for us, we're going to do at least 7 damage to them. Actually, more than that now. We'll play Raffine. We're going to attack with everything. And opponent scoops it up. Yeah, they're seeing the writing on the wall because they can't block everything. And by giving one of the other ones damage, we're going to be able to win that game. Yeah, I guess we had fun that time. But this, Esper Raffine, still a really powerful deck in Standard. All right, we're back for a post-game wrap. So we went 3-0 with Matteo Ferrer's version of Esper Raffine, and this is pretty much what we've seen from Esper Raffine throughout the last few months. So I expect as long as this deck is available, people are still going to continue to play it. The good news for those of you guys who are tired of Raffine, okay, we're going to see Raffine rotate come August. Actually, end of July, it's going to rotate out of Standard, along with Wedding Announcement, the Wandering Emperor, and Dennick as well. So this deck is going to be basically gutted when we get to the Bloomborough Standard season. So again, it's going to be losing Dennick, it's going to lose Raffine, it's going to lose the Wedding Announcement, it's going to use also the Wandering Emperor, and then it'll lose the Eiganjo, the Otawara, Deserted Beach, the Shattered Sanctum, and Raffine's Tower from the main deck's mana base. In the sideboard, it actually only is going to lose the copy of Wandering Emperor. So again, this is still a solid deck, and you're going to see it throughout the next month. But like many of you, I'll be happy to see Raffine in the rearview mirror because it and the Wandering Emperor and Wedding Announcement have been rather annoying over the last year to play against. All right, so that's our video for today. Thanks for watching to the end. Remember, like and subscribe to get further content like this throughout Outlaws of Thunder Junction Standard Season, and I will see you in the next video.